Caught me a little unawares. Hello, happy Friday. It's very wet here in Scarborough in Queensland, a little bit muggy because all the windows are shut. Hey, look, for happy Friday, you know what I want to talk about? Perspective. Hi, it's Cheryl here again. Now, perspective, it's a funny old thing, I've got to tell you. When I started to understand it a bit better, it made interacting with people a whole lot easier. Because I could understand that actually we could all be watching the same thing or be part of the same event, like a family situation, or you could be at a party and an incident happens and everyone has a whole different idea of what they saw or how they interpret it, right? Which means they all come up with a whole set of unique opinions about what went on. Now, perspective, the best way I've ever found to explain it in like an analogy would be, imagine two people watch the very same movie, right? They sit down, they don't talk to each other, they just watch this very same movie. Now, at the end of the movie, you take them away to separate rooms and you ask them, say, similar questions, right? What did you think of the movie? What do you think the message was in the movie? Who was your favourite actor? What was a poignant scene for you? Now, I can guarantee you that what happens is the stories are really, really, really different. They aren't the same. Hi, fire! You gorgeous girl. Now, what happens is, so they go off, everyone's got this separate perspective of the very same thing. So what happens is one person might have started watching the movie and they're really down, you know, they've had a really bummed out morning or something's upset them and, you know, they're more into themselves. Hi, Jane. So what happens with perspective is someone's seeing it from, I say, a sad point of view, right? They're noticing in this movie all of the super sad things that are going on. So they're being affected by those things that they're seeing. The other person watching the movie, maybe they won $100 on a scratchy before they sat down, right? So they're really elevated, their vibrational field is up, so they're tending to see the more positive aspects of that very same movie, okay? So perspective, when you look at the, take that both people had on, hi Kaz! They both have a different opinion, a different perspective, simply because of where they were emotionally or on a vibrational level before they watched that movie. Now, did it change the movie? No. Did either of their perspectives of that movie change the movie or change each other's perspective? No. But what comes from that is we start to form opinions, because opinions are shoved down your throat nowadays. You're pushed by media of all forms, magazine, movie, video, whatever, to have an opinion. Oh, you must have an opinion. It's rubbish. You don't have to have an opinion unless someone's asking you, do I look good in this dress? Do you like this lipstick colour? Do you think going Greece for Christmas would be good on this budget? That's when you need an opinion. But we're forced to have opinions, which really just separates people, okay? An opinion is nothing. It's just like a butt crack. Everybody's got one, but it's not necessarily of any use to anyone. So anyway, back to perspective. Here's the thing. People around you are having a different perspective to their life, to what's going on. So in assuming by pre-qualifying, we do this, we look at someone from outside of their life, we look in and we assume we know what's going on in their life. We assume too much for a start because we don't know. So what happens is you have this idea of how that person is, how that person thinks, and how they should react. So when their perception is not aligned with your own, you start to get this, well, who's wrong? They must be wrong, not me, because ego loves to make you right and them wrong, right? So perspective, if you can look at it from the point of view that all it is a combination of viewing something coming from a point of view or a vibratory state or an emotional state that colours what you're seeing. So if you're thinking that someone is having an idea about something and you think, I was there, I saw what went on, and that wasn't it. In all truth, what they saw was what you saw, but they were coming from a totally different place. So to get angry at them for their perspective, it's their own. They can have it if they want. Because it doesn't line up with your own, doesn't make it wrong. Because as sure as your butt points south, if you're under the equator, they're going to be thinking the same thing about you, or others can think that about you. Like, well, why are you thinking that? Because that's not what I got from this. So if we can be kinder to each other simply because two eyes on one human see one thing, two eyes on another human see another thing, two eyes on another human see another thing, really, it's just a waste of time, isn't it? Getting all bent out of shape, whether they agree with you. Fact is, everyone's going to have their own perception of, a perspective rather, of what's going on, and even your own changes dramatically with how you're feeling. It changes dramatically with what you are attracting to yourself at the time. Sometimes you can feel so absolutely blown over or taken out at the knees. Something goes a bit crazy one morning, things, once you end up on a lower vibration, something goes wrong. You get a call from someone and they're a bit naff. You don't feel so great. Your energy, your vibration starts to slow. What happens is universe keeps bringing things to you of that exact same vibration. Hi, Judy! Hey, girl. So all that's happening is each time we're trying to deal with our lives, it's a constantly changing mosaic, okay? So you could maybe watch Dr. Phil one day and you're really up and you're feeling great. Tomorrow you've got a really crappy day. Someone slights you. The next thing, well, maybe Dr. Phil wasn't the right thing. Let's say an episode of your favourite show. You can go to watch that the next day and you're really bummed, you're down. It doesn't give you the high that you wanted. You watch a show, you normally feel really good. Maybe that's not the best example, but what I'm trying to impress upon anybody that will listen, your perspective on life is so changeable and malleable. So is everybody else's. And we are taught to get all bent out of shape if somebody doesn't agree with you or somebody doesn't like what you're saying. It's encouraged, sadly, to have a big opinion about it and have a big division about it, which is absolute rubbish. If we stopped worrying about such small things and got on with just finding some joy, right, being happy, everything would be so different. Your own life would be so miraculously different because you're not requiring everyone agree with you because they're not going to, thank God. So anyway, perspective really is something that's going to change day to day, moment to moment, and it's happening for other people as well. So if we can just pull our nose out, stop being so, what's that word? Not picky, about somebody else's opinion and getting stuck in it and then having our own opinion on their opinion, which came from their perspective, which you can never have because guess what? You're not them. So in the end, all it's about is stay out, realise that your own perspective changes with your mood, so does everybody else's. And if you can just let people be, it's like driving past someone and you can see crap going on in their car. You don't have to stop and have a big opinion about it. Oh, don't do that. Don't say that. Don't be there. All you do is let them do what they're doing, be where they are, move on, wish them well. That's it. So anyway, my Friday gig is just about that. You can really save yourself a lot of time, a lot of heartache, and really a lot of missaid words. When you say stuff and you really wish your zipper was, closed instead of open. I've been there, done that. Be kind to yourself. Realize we're all in the same thing together. Everyone's trying to do the same thing. We're just going about it in different paths, at different speeds, with different goals in mind. And along the way, you know, we're all so unique and crazy and weird that really the only way to survive is love that in other people, love that in yourself, take a chill pill and realize what other people see and have a perception about is not yours. There's one thinker in your mind that decides what you will or won't bite at or put an energy into or have an opinion on. So just choose to be kind to yourself, blow off the shit, because there's always going to be shit. People are never going to agree. That's fine. Just love them for that, let them go, and what happens is you create that energy back to yourself. Hello, Mark! Darling Mark! Haven't seen you in so long. So yeah, it's really, hello! Oh my God, look at you all there. Thank you. Thank you! I think it's just about being kind. The whole world is about being kind, realising the things that you just don't need to sweat. I learnt something a long time ago, and it's pretty cool actually. When you find yourself in the midst of something and it's really doing your brain in, right? You're trying to work your way through it, you're thinking, you're trying to take in all angles. Sometimes, if you're looking at the little picture, sometimes you need to just be looking at the bigger picture. And sometimes when you're looking at the big picture and you can't work shit out, stop and come back to the little picture. And I found that most times, usually 98% of the times, if I just flipped it around, I realised that I was just looking at the wrong view. I had the right answers, but I was looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at the wrong view like, oh my God, it's so big. And I've just got this little answer to this gigantic thing. When really, in truth, if I can look at maybe the first thing that starts it, the support for the gigantic problem, I'll find the first thing, I'll know what to do. Step by step by step by step by step. And you sort it out. So I think learning as a human, what's okay to not spend your time worrying about, what is worth your time to think about, because worrying is shit, right? I used to overthink and worry all the time. I can tell you, it makes you old, it makes you sick, it makes your body not function properly. So, you know, really, who would want to do it? It's like drinking poison. But finding a really nice place where you can be the, you know, good person, because most people are a good person. We just are so beat around by all this ridiculous media-driven, be like this, be like that, go here, react this way. People watch so much television, think about it. This is why kids are a bit screwed. They don't know how to react. They really don't know. If they didn't watch television, how did that actor react to that? Or how did that story tell me to react to this? Or what should I be doing to fit in? They get very confused because there is nothing authentic, there is nothing organic, and there is nothing original about regurgitating some bullshit and trying to live by that. So what happens even as an adult, we can find ourselves a little confused that sometimes our lives seem really lackluster and we seem like maybe we're not very interesting or we're just too fucked up and in truth, you know, if we just stop looking at a screen, well, not now, keep looking at the screen. But if we stop looking at screens to decide how we will feel, how we will digest situations, don't go by that. Go by yourself. You know, what is it I feel? And if you're not happy with someone, speak up. The quicker you say something, the less sting it'll have, because the less time you will spend mulling it over and overthinking it and turning it into a whole other beast. Now, in another video, I did say, and I'll reiterate, your brain can't tell the difference between a really vivid thought and something that really happened. Now, when I learned that, I was really shocked because I used to be a person that wouldn't necessarily deal with things straight away. I would go off and overthink it, overanalyze it. What did they say? Why did they say that? Why did they do that? Fuck them. Why did they do? Oh, fuck. Next thing, I've had a whole bunch of super vivid thoughts. My whole body doesn't really understand what went on. I don't know, because I've had so many vivid thoughts, I don't really remember exactly what was said and what wasn't. And now I'm further down the track. I have all of these other emotions that I manufactured because I was overthinking. Now they sit in me, they take a place in me, and I will now react from a point of view of all of these things. My body feels that they're real. So when I learned to deal with stuff as quickly as possible, someone pisses me off, I mean, it takes guts and it takes courage for sure. It's not the easiest thing to do. It takes practice. But when I decided that I would deal with things straight away or as quickly as I could, you know, being fair, thinking about things, some things you do want to think about a little longer. Some things no. Like at the deli at Woolies a couple of weeks ago, this girl was just so rude. Now, normally I'm quite nice and I think, oh, well, you know, you could have had a bad day, you might have a really shit life or whatever. And then I thought, you know, screw that. I'm tired of putting up with people's bullshit and walking away a little annoyed, but trying to eat that down and swallow that down because I wanted to be a nice person and understand from their point of view and not make their life harder. Really? Really? And I thought, no, that's not happening. You know why? Because I walk away and I'm annoyed at what happened. Now I have to get rid of that. Nothing was gained. I didn't get to do anything there and then, and I'm never going to get to go back and say anything. I can't go back the next week and say, now listen, Betty, you really pissed me off last week. You're a bit rude. That's not going to work, right? You have to deal with it straight away. Hey, Betty, are you having a bad day, girl? Because you don't seem very happy. It doesn't have to be combative. Humor is pretty cool. But by actually reacting straight away at that point, I just walked off. I felt so much better. For one, sticking up for myself. But two, the thought stopped pretty much as soon as I turned and walked away. So back to what I was saying. It's really important to know what to react to, what to ignore, what to deal with straight away. Really, oh my God, deal with it straight away. But remember, perspective, opinions, people are going to have them. They're not going to always deal with you the way you want them to. You have to live your own truth. You have to know when to draw a bloody line in the sand and say, no more. I don't put up with this anymore. And all that happens is it's a bit uncomfortable initially for a lot of people. However, what happens, it's the same as anything, you know. What's the first thing you did in your life? You learned to talk, you learned to walk, you learned to do all these really amazing things. So trust me, you can learn to do anything at any age. So be kind to yourself, be kind to other people, don't expect too much. And in the end, you realise it's not about expecting anything. It's about being kind and it's about accepting what things are, accepting yourself. And accepting that other people are not going to think like you. They're not going to be like you. But in the grace of just allowing this, what you do is create a vibration that around you, others allow and accept you doing what you do. It's a pretty simple thing. Like attracts like. Talk to any scientist and they'll tell you it's simply a universal law. If you wake up and you're crabby, you're going to get crabby people. If you wake up and you're pissed off, you're going to get pissed off people. It's like your vibration is just like a radio. So if you tune to one, you know, country and western, okay, well, you're going to hear country and western, you're not shocked. But if you start to want to hear classical music and you get angry because your western station isn't playing classical, what do? You don't get annoyed at that, would you? You'd go to the dial and you'd go, until you got to classical. All right, no brainer. That's exactly how it works for humans and energy, is you just have to dial it up to where you want to be. Don't wait for other people to do it. Because remember, perspective, opinions, all of that, they're not going to do it for you. You do it for you. It's really simple. There's not that much involved. It's very easy to do, but it just takes a little commitment and a little bit of mental discipline, which is not hard. It's simple. Anyway, Friday, it's still raining. It's still so lovely. I love the rain. I hope everybody's going to have a great weekend. I am. My partner's away for the weekend. He's off with amateur radio. So I'm home alone. I'm going to run with scissors. I might run around with, I don't know. I was just thinking of all stupid things. Oh, you do, Judy? Yeah, Judy says I always send warnings when I have an attitude, and I try to change it. And to meditate and gather your energy and ground yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. See, that is preventative actions. What it does is helps other people to know where you're at, so they stop wanting things from you. If they know you're not happy, then who's going to run up wanting you to be, oh yeah, Most people usually give you a bit of a birth. But gathering energy and grounding yourself. I did a video on Wednesday about grounding yourself. That's very important too. Anyway, it's getting on. Oh my gosh, 21 minutes. Eek! Thanks for sitting in, everybody. It's really been wonderful. I'm doing this as a regular now. Oh, yeah, Judy, you're somewhere really super cold. I think it's snowing for you, isn't it? You lucky duck. It's snowing rain here. And it's really quite sticky and muggy. And anyway, thank you again. I'm doing videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Thank you for turning up, because for some reason, my last two videos, I didn't have anybody. And not that I cared, but I thought maybe I was not, I don't know, maybe I wasn't smart enough for the Facebook thing to know what I should be doing. Oh, Michigan. I got a friend, one of my besties, lives in Saginaw, Michigan. Sorry, I'm interacting with people here and talking here. Anyway, I think that's it. I'm just going to head off. Thank you for being here. And around the middle of the day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to continue to do lives and just talk about current topics. If you've got questions, I'm happy to talk about them too, answer them to my best of my ability. Anyway, got to stop talking like, yeah. Anyway, thank you again. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. I am. Oh, yeah, my partner's away. I've got friends around tomorrow, and we're just going to chill, and I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be very cruisy. So thank you again for your energy, everybody. It's really been wonderful talking. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.